but we'll keep with it for now. We'll stick with it. So those are those trees. Nice. Okay, that's all good. Let's try and get a normal grass biome going, if possible. I think that's a grass biome there. But yeah, so our terrain is very choppy at the moment. You can kind of see where it all starts and stops and whatnot. Okay, yes. So there's some normal biome there, just grassland. I might have to decrease this biome frequency. Yep. I'm also gonna make it so we have. I've done this backwards as well. This should be there. It's just like that. There we go. So this also controls kind of like the size of the biome, I guess. Like deserts should be quite small. Snow can be a little bit smaller, I guess, forests and all that. But yeah, so mess around with these for your own free will. Nice. It is actually working as well as intended. So it's actually doing pretty well. But we're not getting any trees for grassland. Why is that? I'm in tree height, right? This should be, is it 4 and 6, isn't it? Tree height, yeah, 4 and 6, yeah. So 4, 6, tree chance is 15 for grassland, cool. And all those are set. Tree chance for desert will say 15 as well, maybe? Yeah, we'll say 15 for tree chance there. Min tree height will do 4 to 5. Actually, 4 to 5. So those are going to be actually cacti. We're going to change that soon. Tree chance for grassland is 15. I don't know why that didn't save. And that's all good. Cool. Tall grass chance we have to increase. What's our current one? 2. Fantastic. We'll do 2. For forest, we'll say 1. For snow, we'll say 0. For desert, we'll say 5. Okay, so now we're slowly finishing off our terrain. That looks like there's forest here. I don't know why there's no grass though. And snow biome is also way too high of a frequency. Actually, the frequency I believe should be the same. What's my frequency? I can't find it. 0.04. So this should be the same for all of them. 0.04. The one you actually want to change is their multiplier. So 0.04. So height multiplier, for example, this should be 15. Forest is fine. 25, yep. 25 for that, yep. And then we'll make this one maybe 35. Because if you change their frequency, then it's not synced with the terrain, which is a problem. That's why it was so choppy earlier. So now this should be fixed. There you go. There's still a little bit of choppiness happening here and there, but it's not as bad as it was, which is a good sign. So, yep. Personally, I'm happy with that result. I know it's not ideal to have a few cliffs here and there, but you look at games like Terraria and whatnot, this does still happen quite often, to be fair, at the edge of biomes. There's not much we can do for that. This is probably not a nice seed because there's a couple things going on. But yeah, that's that. The other thing I wanted to do was really quick. I'm going to go to the snow tile class. I'm going to change this snow. Here we go, snow. I'm going to change this to use the other snow. Yes. And then I'm going to go to the snow tile class, and I'm going to change these to all use snow. I think that's going to give us a better result for the snow biome. Personally. Yes. I much prefer this, I won't lie. Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. Oh, we got a reference. Index was out of bounds. What's out of bounds? To be honest, I don't care. Let me just run it again. If it doesn't come up every time, then it's not too big of an issue, to be honest. If it came up quite a few times, then I'd have a look at fixing it, but we're good. We're good. Yes, right. Cool. Now, that's fine. There, we had to look at the coal and stuff, didn't we? So when we generate the we can minimize that, generate noise texture. Was that what we were looking at? I don't know. Place tile, generate tree, we have to fix up. Place tiles, okay. Generate biome texture. That's okay, that's done. Draw textures we have to modify, I believe, and these are fine. Okay, so let's go from the top. What have we implemented and what do we need to implement? Trees are done. So I'm getting rid of those. Comment them for now. Biomap we need to stay. These all have to stay. That's super important. That's implemented. Height addition needs to stay. Chunk size needs to stay. Generate caves needs to stay. That needs to stay, right? Dirt layer height. No, we have to implement dirt layer height still. Okay. So let's go back to generate terrain minus dirt layer height here. This is going to be current biome dot dirt layer height. And now dirt layer height is implemented. Surface value we have to implement. Height multiplier is done. Height addition stays. Right. Terrain frequency is done. Cave noise texture we have to fix up. And now ores we have to do as well. Okay, so let's save that. Let's go back to our editor in Unity. Do we have any errors? No. Okay, because they're all implemented. We're going well so far. And see, these are the only things we have left to implement into the terrain still. Whoa. Ah, yes, we haven't implemented dirt layer height yet. Okay, let's do that real quick. So dirt layer height for this, we'll say 120. That's mad. Okay, let's do 10. I guess it doesn't matter too much, but we'll do 10. For desert, forest, we'll do 15. Grassland, we'll do 5. Did I do the right one first as well? Yeah, I did. Okay, and snow will do 6. Doesn't really matter too much. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so yeah, we're getting a little bit more variation in our terrain now. It's going good, guys. We're almost done. Okay, yes. I am liking this. How we're getting some different generation. You know, we didn't even write this algorithm. Did this itself. We could reduce the this one, the deserts one. That's a bit much. How much should I do? 10. It is a bit much. Let's do 5 because the stone as well, to be fair, is yeah, so the stone as well for the desert is also sand. So we don't probably need it to be too high. But this is looking good so far. I'm getting excited. This is nice. And yeah, look, that's all generating there. Okay, so now the last thing we have to implement is the we have to fix up the function which generates the ores to make it so the ores frequency and whatnot depend on the biome they're in. So where was that? I think we need so cave noise texture. Let's work out where we edit that. I think it's in here. Not there. Is it here? So where do I say cave noise texture? Hey, I say the cave noise texture here. Okay, so yeah, this one doesn't get modified. Okay. So I need to draw the cave noise texture again. Okay, so I said this in the previous video I recorded. This works. What this does is gives us the preview in these ores. So that's what generates this. We want that preview. That's useful for us. It does slow the inspector down quite a lot. So if you guys did want, feel free to get rid of the onValidate function. That's what draws these textures. That's essentially what all the onValidate function does. It just refreshes these. And also the biomap. But that does happen anyway in start. So you see what I'm saying? It's quite easy to get rid of it if you did want to get rid of it. However, I want to create another public void, and this is going to say draw caves and ores. Oh. So that's what's going to do. So we're going to try to get rid of this. So cave frequency is maybe that should be a global thing. Do I get any errors for doing that? Oh no, yeah, I don't. Interesting. In that case, okay, yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. Now, the cave noise texture. I don't use this anywhere either. Do I? No, I do. Okay, I use it here. Interesting. Am I able to control? Yeah, I can. Cave frequency, cave noise texture. I have my own. Cool, and I also have a surface value. Alrighty, so that's what we're going to do here. We're going to go through the for loops. So we're going to write this from scratch. For int x equals 0, x less than world size, x plus plus. Do the same for the y. So that's going to be y, y, and y. So we're going to say current biome equals get current biome for x and y. Now, where's our not that function, generate noise texture function, this one. I want to copy this and paste that here. And I also want to say cave noise texture dot apply at the end. This is going to be cave noise texture there. Float v equals, this is going to be current biome dot cave frequency. Same here, current biome dot cave frequency. And this is going to be current biome dot, no, not that one. Current biome dot surface value. Cool. So now the caves should be changing depending on which biome they're in as well. So what we have to do to make this work is get the surface value, which is 4.7. That's not right, 0.5. Oh no, but that doesn't change anyway. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Do we have a frequency? Biome frequency. But we've got rid of the cave frequency already. Okay. Now what's our cave frequency? I said 1.16 here. I think that's too much. I can't remember what it was before though. Let's do 0.05. How's that look? Maybe 0.0. Yeah, okay, we'll do 0.05. Surface value will be 0.5. Now let's do surface value. Is it 0.2? Oh. Terrain frequency. Cave frequency, right, 0.05, yes. There we go. So I believe the black areas are where caves generate. So I should do 0.7. I want kind of big ice caves for this. Forest, I'll do the same as grassland for. So 0.5 and 0.05. So 0.05, 0.5. And then for desert, I'm thinking maybe the same as snow. Play around with the values yourself, to be honest. This is all completely up to you, customizable. And then I'll make this 0.676. We'll do 6. All right, let's generate and see what happens. This could all fall apart, but we'll see. Okay, so yes, our caves are smaller in our desert biome, and they look much bigger in our snow biomes. But this could just be a coincidence as well. It might have been a coincidence. Does this even update? Draw caves and ores. Ah, wait. Yes, draw caves and ores. Yes, we didn't call it, so yeah, it was just a coincidence the first time. Would you look at that? I also want to put this in on validate, to be fair as well. Okay. Okay, so now you can see we got varying blobs and stuff. So I think it worked. Ooh. uh Definitely worked. But that's not doing what I wanted to do. I guess it is, but it's just a bit broken. Maybe the surface value should be decreased, I think. We'll do 0.2. How's that? All grass biome. Okay. Yes. Much better. So yeah, we just have to increase all their surface values. So I'll decrease. So we'll do 0.2 for this one as well. Let's see how snow generates now. Okay, a little bit better. Well, much better actually. So that's the benefit with what we did, to be honest. Having them all in classes and stuff, we get a lot more cool terrain generating. So that's why I was really stressed on creating all these variables and features and whatnot, because it does make a huge difference when you're trying to customize your terrain. So for example, we can use the same terrain generator to generate way different terrain for like maybe floating islands or whatnot if you wanted to. Let's do 0.3 for forest. And then you can see here how it all kind of like works together as well. Yeah. So now the ores here are broken, I think. No, they're all good. So we're just gonna copy the ore settings here over to the biomes. The ores were quite annoying as well, so the last one we want to do is desert, so we'll decrease the surface value to this onto like 0.4 or something, I guess. Oh, maybe 0.2. Floating islands. Nice. So let me just check our code. We're saying in our generate terrain, we're saying if it's above here. We're saying if it's above, look, no, not there, greater than 0.5, that's fine. If it's greater than the surface value, generates, yes. So the lower the surface value, the more generates. Which makes sense. So for example, the forest, surface value is too high still, 2.3. There we go. What biome is this? I don't know. What's our frequency for the forest as well? Terrain frequency, K frequency, 0.3. Let's increase that to maybe 0.6. Okay, that's fine. We'll do this one, K frequency 0.5, that's fine. Surface value, we'll do maybe 0.3. How does that look? A little bit better. We could probably increase the frequency a little bit more for our grassland biome. That looks a little bit better there. Now let's do our snow biome. So surface value, we'll say 0.3. K frequency will increase though, so we'll say 0.7. So that way we get lots of big caves, I think. I believe that's how it translates. There's no snow biomes even here. Why is this making a huge difference? The 0.05. Surface value is 0.4 as well. Now I'm under the impression that it's not syncing properly. But I think it is. Yeah, it is. It's just our world is way too randomized. Okay. And you know what? I'm happy with these settings for now. You can keep messing around with them, keep trying to get what you want to get. I might leave it there. Let's move on to the ores. So I say ores 0.spread texture. So basically this is going to be 0. That's 0. That's 0. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's not do that yet. Because I still want to transfer these to the biomes. So let's actually do that now then. This is quite annoying, I won't lie. Having a giant drop down list of everything. So for example, ores, we need to have 4 ores. Let's start with coal. Its rarity is 0.1, then 0.76, and then 5. So 0.1, 0.76, and then 0.5. And do these update actually? It does. Fantastic. Okay. Coal is done. Next is iron. Rarity is 0.08 and then 0.8. 0.8, 0.8, and the max spawn size is 10. Cool, iron's done. Then we have gold, which is rarity 0.07, 0.85, 0.07. Okay, so I said 0.07, 0.85. Right, 0.85. Cool. Max spawn size is 20. This is diamond, which is rarity is 0.07, then 0.84, 0.07, 0.84. Max spawn size is 25. Cool. I also want to change rarity to frequency because rarity doesn't really in the all class. So rather than rarity, let's rename this to frequency because frequency is actually the word for it. I just hope these don't lose the value. They do. Okay. 0.7. I'll cut this bit out maybe. Okay, so theoretically, we should only be getting ores now in the grassland biome with what we've set up. And we are not. But we haven't implemented this yet. Right. So that's fine. What we should be checking now, so when we say draw caves, there should be just draw caves. Okay, that's fine. And then here, where is it here? Or zero spread texture. So it doesn't exist in current context. That's fine. Because you know what, I'm actually going to rename this as well. Seeing it's giving me an error, I might as well. Cool. And then here, I have to repeat this for int I equals 0, I less than ors dot length, and then I plus plus. Cool. And then I'm going to say, after each of these, I need to say ors I dot spread texture dot apply. Cool. And now here, so where do I draw my thingy? Generate noise texture. That's the function I use. So where is that? Let's see. Not there. Generate noise texture. This one. So, very similar then. Okay, I'm just going to copy this. I think that's the same anyway, but paste it here. Cool. So this is going to go through each ore. It's going to say current biome dot ors I dot frequency. Cool. Same for this one here. So current biome dot ors I dot frequency, and then here it's going to say dot size. Cool. And then this is going to say ors I dot spread texture dot set pixel. This one's also going to be ors I dot spread texture dot set pixel, and that should be okay. Okay, so now if I look in here, we're going to see, there we go. See, there's spaces with no ores generating, which is a good sign because that means that it is working. Because yes, see, that's working. So now if I run it again, that means something's out of bounds. What's out of bounds? Ores, current biome dot ores, huh? Ors I dot frequency. Yes. That makes sense. In that case, okay, here's what I'll do. Move that there. I'm going to cut this and paste that in here. Yeah, cut. And paste. Do that, and then I need to do another one. Okay, yes. So it's going to go for each X and Y, and then for each X and Y, it's going to say get current biome. Get rid of that. And this should be in there. Okay. Okay, so what it's doing is looping through each pixel, and then for each pixel, it's going to loop through all the ores. So this is going to be current biome dot ors dot length. That way, it's looping through depending on how many ores there are in that biome, if that makes sense. Because we haven't defined all the ores for every biome, and not every biome is going to have the same amount of ores as others. For example, this one has There we go. This one has 1, whereas grassland has like 4. So now that should fix that issue. So yeah, it looks like it's good. Let's generate and see what happens. Fingers crossed. Ooh. What is this? Are these? Okay, we're still getting ores generate in the snow biome. Which I don't believe should be happening. Snow biome only has coal with a frequency of 0, so it technically shouldn't be generating anything. So world size, yes, that's fine. Surface value we don't need. Cave noise texture, that's all fine as well. The other thing on the test actually, does my generate caves tick still do what it's supposed to do? Okay. Couple things to fix up. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of our onValidate function, because that is slowing our inspector down a heap. So now this inspector should be fine again. We can tick that and run it again. Play mode will still take a while. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it works. Our generate cave still works. That's fine. I just want to test that real quick. What doesn't work is here, because I'm saying that spread texture to apply. Let's apply the cave texture up here. Am I calling that in the start function? Yeah, I am. Okay. Less than world size, yep. How about equals XY? Flow V equals Perlin Noise, frequency, dot frequency, dot size, ors I dot spread texture dot set pixel. Alright, let's say 0 for all of these. And the only place it should generate then is, oh, wait a minute. That's a forest. What about grassland? How many? Grassland has this as well. No, it doesn't. Okay, I'm confused, but that's fine. And we'll get rid of this one. Okay. Ah. I will say our terrain's looking a lot more interesting now, though. I don't know why this is straight down. So we're still getting stuff there, here and there, in different biomes, where I think they should not be. But let's generate a few times and let's just see what happens. Out of range. Alright, what's out of range? This. Why is this out of range? Can't find the order length. This should be up here. That's funny. I think that might fix it now. Okay, I can confirm that it did not fix it. Because we're still getting ores everywhere. And theoretically, these should not exist. Okay. An iron. Okay. Golden diamond. What are you saying? Let's make this super small so that we barely get any grass generating. Yeah, that's interesting, you know. That is very interesting. Yeah, look. Our biome map is even like that. Is our biome map correct? This is the fun part. Yeah, you can see that that pattern there is the same as that pattern there. That's the thingy, and desert's all good as well. Right, now does that correspond with these? No, it doesn't. So yes, our spread textures are still incorrect. I can indeed confirm that. We're getting biome though, so this is what I'm confused about. If V is greater than the size of that biome, then the spread texture for this one okay. It might be time for another break. This is very odd because the spread texture here it seems to work, but then you generate it and it no longer works after it generates. Yeah, see? Which is quite odd. Whoa, whoa. Now that is very intriguing. We've literally generated the same noise twice. We've like mirrored it. Does that happen every time? Or is that just like a massive coincidence? No. There's literally repeating. Yeah. Since when? Did I not notice that? Has that been like that for a while? I apologize for everyone who was screaming at their computers telling me that it's repeating. Got a couple issues going on. Let me comment out the ores for now. Let's not worry about that. Let's fix this. Okay. Times current biome.k frequency, current biome.k frequency. But is the k frequency not the same for all of them? It is not. Let's make that the same for all of them. There's slight discrepancies. Yeah. If they're all the same, then what happens? Still repeats. Oh, okay. Is that what our cave noise texture says as well? Or is that just how it's generating? Or is this literally repeated? Oh no. Okay, so okay. So okay, so that works, but our generate terrain function then doesn't work. Where's our generate case? Okay, but I'm saying here. Where is it? If it's greater than the surface value, then white. Okay, now this should be less. Because white should be where caves are. Is that not correct? But I full inverted that and it's still not working. Hold up. Let's say cave noise texture dot width, and we'll say cave noise texture dot height. Oh, that still doesn't work. Oh, wait. I'm looking in the wrong place. Hold up. Okay. Now let's look here. 100 by 100. What's our world size though? World size is 200. World size is 200, right? Still 200. Our texture is 100 by 100. Now, why is that happening? Cave noise. Hold up. Cave noise texture equals new texture 2D world size by world size. So let's add that line in, and now let's see what goes on. Okay. Alright, that's problem 1 solved. I wonder if these are the same as well. Do you reckon that's what was going on? 100 by 100, yes! Oh, don't you love it when such a simple thing is the issue? So now if I undo this, get rid of those, I have to say, for each of these, I have to say, where is it? Ors. So I have to loop through the ors. So for int I equals 0, I less than ors dot length, I plus plus. Alrighty. And then I have to say ors I dot spread texture equals new texture 2D world size by world size. Fantastic. Generate it again. And now, what happens? As we can see, whoa. Okay. Basically, why are they like this? They're saying don't generate there. Because they're coming up as this default gray color. I think. What's happening is I'm saying if it's there, then do that. If it's greater than size, place it. Let's say if it's not greater than. No. If it's greater than surface value, place, make it white. And then what I have to say is underneath generate terrain, right? I think greater than 0.5, which means it's white, yeah. And height is that. This is the last thing we have to fix. As soon as we fix this, biomes are implemented. So let's have a look. Draw biome textures. That's not there. Not there. Yeah. It's greater than size. Then place it white. Otherwise it's black. I'll say if current biome dot ors dot length is greater than, no, but that won't work for the other ors. I say greater than 0 and current biome dot ors I is not equal to null. Then do this. Otherwise, dot spread texture dot set pixel to black. Now what happens? This might give us a null reference, in which case that will be very sad. Not impossible to fix, just annoying. I mean, it'd be more annoying if it doesn't even work. Well, otherwise, generating. I was gonna say they're generating fine, but they're not here. In their biomes, they're generating fine. You can see here that like that's all good. They're also sticking to the heights as well, which is quite cool to see. So you can see diamonds not spawning below this line, gold spawning here. And iron spawning 5 blocks above that. Yeah. And coal is there. They're still sticking to their respective heights. What I could do, I can set it to black. And then set it to white if it comes across anything else. So if it's greater than size, then set it to white. So it'll be defaulted to black first. Is how it should work. Whether it actually does that is another question. This should be for our ores.length. And I just have to say if current biome dot ores I is not equal to null. And I also have to say current biome dot ores dot length is greater than equal to I. And current biome there. Okay, cool. Open bracket, close bracket. Index out of bounds. Okay. Still out of bounds. Why? If current biomes dot ores dot length I plus 1. Oh, I'm gonna have another break here. Guess who's back? Let's change that to white. Where do we leave off? The issue was we getting the current biome. That's fine. For int I was yes, ores dot length. Yep. So for each of our ores, we're gonna say if for each of our ores, we're gonna say they're first painted black. So painted black. Yep. And then if that's then painted white in those areas. Let's see what happens. Wait. It looks like it did work for those ones. It just didn't work for coal. Why not? If is greater than I. Let's do maybe. I don't know. Index range. Okay. If current biomes dot order I plus 1. Alright, yeah, these should be 0 again for this to work, yeah. With our new logic. Yep, so transfer yep, make these all zeros again. Today's video has been an absolute wreck. Ladies and gentlemen, we've done it. So now we're only getting ores in, for example, the grassland biome. None in here, none in here. Okay, so now the last thing I want to create is a snow grass texture, which I think we do have one for. Do I not? Okay, I'll just do this. I'll give it a rock. Yeah, we'll do rock, and then tall grass. That's fine. Yeah, just so we have something generating on the snow biome as well. So yep, add snow grass there, and then underneath terrain, go to snow biome. Tall grass chance we'll do 3. We'll do 5. So there's a 1 in 5 chance for a stone to spawn. Okay, so finally, that's pretty much a terrain generation finished. Like I said, some optimization is required, which we should probably do in the next episode. Apart from that, we're just going to fix the trees up to generate cactuses. Apart from that, I think that's it. So, you guys let me know what you want to see in the next episode. I was thinking of doing maybe a character controller. Get started on that sort of stuff. Seeing as we're pretty much done with the actual world generation. But, yeah. I need a break. Yo, this is the Discord, by the way. Join it if you haven't already. Trying to build a small community here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask stuff here. Suggestions for the server, etc., for the channel, all that. You'll get updated with new videos and stuff here. A bunch of announcements you can keep track of, and you can get cool colors and stuff for your name. Join it.